here we are at the Malaga Festival, in sunny Malaga, the Malaga Festival, with the writer and the directors of the new film, Ghostlight. Welcome to you both.
Thank you so much. Thanks for talking to us.
So happy to be here.
Yeah, me too. Me too. A wonderful day as well.
Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah, I heard there was going to be a lot of rain, and then it's just perfect.
It's beautiful.
Hey. Now, we have Alex Thompson and Kelly O'Sullivan. They've just come over from the States. So welcome to you both. I have a lot of questions for you. So first things first, how did the idea for Ghostlight come about, and what motivated you to make this film together?
Yeah, well, I grew up doing theater, so the love of theater is deep in my bones, and I started writing during the pandemic, and so I was feeling very, like a lot of us, very disconnected from my community, and so I wanted to write about a character who I'm curious about, which is like middle-aged men who, we were just talking about toxic masculinity, and there's a certain kind of man who is forced to sort of keep his emotions very private and always in check, and I'm very curious about that kind of person, and I wanted to put that kind of person in the theater where emotion is celebrated and you're encouraged to be vulnerable. And then the National Theatre of London put out a trailer for Romeo and Juliet. And so all of those things were spinning in my head, and they sort of combined into making Ghostlight.
Wonderful. Alex?
And Kelly reached out to me, and we've worked together for many years. We've made
by
several
reached
films
out,
together.
I mean, I turned on the couch and I was like, hey, I'm writing this new thing. Yeah, we're partners in real life as well. And we've made lots of things together.
Yeah, and I was actually editing a film at the time and got this text message with the full plot of this sort of perfect allegory of a man, and I was quite jealous, honestly, and very excited to be asked to work on it. So.
Wonderful, insightful. Now, with Ghostlight, what main themes did you want to explore? The power of human connection, redemption. Talk to me.
Yeah, empathy, the need to step into somebody else's shoes. And they always say to understand is to forgive. And I love that quote. And your job as an actor when you're in theater is to step into somebody else's circumstance and to not judge them. And so really wanting to explore what is it like to be able to feel sorrow and joy and to be able to live another person's life. And also what it's like to build a community of a bunch of lovely weirdos who enjoy doing the same things that you do. That power of connection, like you were saying.
A bit like this interview, yeah?
Just like it. Yeah, a bunch of weirdos together.
Hanging out in Malaga.
Yeah.
That's right.
More questions. Alex, what was the process of, well, maybe this is more for Kelly. Kelly, writing, producing the script, but also Alex, the biggest challenge during, talk to me about the script writing and challenges.
I mean, the challenge is always just to get it done. For me, it's always sort of judging my work as I'm writing it and thinking, this is so bad, nobody's ever gonna watch this, I shouldn't finish this. All the voices in your head that are so critical. And for me, I put the script away for almost a year. I got about 60 pages in and I was like, I don't know that I wanna finish. And then having people who still believe in it and say, no, keep going.
Were you one of those people?
Yeah. I mean, I was joking. I was just thinking, just last month, Kelly was working on a script and came to me and she said, should I just give the monthis back, rather than finish this piece of junk? And I was like, yeah, maybe. I don't know. But with this script, it was pretty cool because it's a very emotional film, but it's also very funny. And so there's a really fine line there where the audience doesn't feel pandered to or manipulated. And so it was really exciting in the script editing process to go through it together and realize okay, we the train's on the track now. You can really feel it that people are gonna respond. So yeah, it's exciting.
That kind of leads, do you want to add something? No,
that was it.
It kind of leads into the next question about the genre of Ghostlight. Where does it sit? Where did you intend for it to be? What genre? And has it finished how you expected? Has it changed?
Yeah, it's very much a comedy drama where the comedy is always subverting the drama and vice versa. And I'm so pleased when we first saw it at Sundance with an audience. As soon as we got that first laugh, I was so relieved because then, laughter opens people up. It makes them feel connected. And so then I think tears come more quickly. And I personally like films where you get both because I think life is both comedic comedic and dramatic all the time. It's not separated into this will be a dramatic day, this will be a comedic day. It's like it's all happening. And I think it is successful in that way. Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree. It's a fish out of water story, so there's always this potential for comedy, but then the performances are very grounded. Yeah, it's interesting.
And human?
Very, very human.
Yeah, it's all about relationships. It's all about the human condition. And I always like to think of, instead of having a villain in my stories, I like the circumstances to be the antagonist. And so everybody is doing their best. Nobody's a bad guy. It's just people dealing with life as best they can.
Another one, maybe for you both. What was the most important thing when choosing the cast? Talk to me about the cast, please. Please.
Oh my gosh. Well, our lead actor, Keith Cutferer, who was nominated for an Independent Spirit Award back in LA a couple weeks ago, is an old friend of ours and did a show with Kelly where he played her father, a show called The Humans that ended up going to Broadway without them, but very beautiful show. And so we were both aware of Keith as this phenomenal actor for many, many years. I mean, that was 10 years ago. And Keith came to a reading. Kelly wrote the script for him. He was brilliant. After we offered the part to him, he emailed us and said, I have a daughter. She would kill me if I didn't ask. Could she audition? She came to a reading. She was as brilliant as Keith. And then as we were in the casting process, our casting director, a very small community in Chicago, everybody knows each other, was like, Tara Mallon, who runs Rivendell Theater Company, Keith's wife, Catherine's mother, brilliant actor. Sure enough, it was like the perfect,
So we were able to harness the dynamics and the chemistry of this real family into a script that I hadn't written for them, but you would never know it. It feels like I wrote the parts for those specific people.
Magical. It sounds serendipitous almost.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I think it is magic, and I think you see their chemistry sort of leap off the screen.
Do you agree?
I agree. Yeah, it leaps.
Completely.
It's off the screen. Yeah. It's nowhere to be found.
I wanted to ask you a bit of an improvised question. I wanted to ask you. Tell me about your backgrounds in the States and all that jazz.
Yeah, I mean, I'm from Arkansas, which is in the South, and not known for its sort of cultural vibrancy. But I started doing theater when I was 6 years old at this local theater, and grew up doing it, and grew up with that being my safe space, and then moved to Chicago and did theater there for years. And that's where we make our home right now. We travel a lot, but we enjoy being part of the community in Chicago.
Yeah, similarly, I grew up in Kentucky. So it's funny, I feel like maybe theater kids find a way, no matter where you are, you can find the light. And I came to Chicago for theater, but always knew I wanted to be a director. And so that's just what I've done for about 10 years, 10, 15 years now. So, yeah.
I was almost at the point of saying, and how are you finding Europe? But how long have you been in Europe? A very short amount of time.
Less than 24 hours, but I mean, we travel to Europe a lot. Alex is half Greek. I was just in Paris for a festival in Annonay, and so we love it here.
You feel at home.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, and the people are so lovely, and the appreciation of the arts is better than in America, I dare say. And so it's just one of our favorite places to be.
Yeah, we flew into Paris, and I saw the fog on the runway, and I thought, why would anyone leave this continent at least for our continent? Why would anyone go to the States when they could be here?
But the grass is always greener on the other side.
Well, there's a lot of grass.
I'm sure. Well, the grass in the U.S. is pretty bad right now. We'll see what happens. I hope we're still a democracy soon. We may not be.
But the food is amazing. My God, the food is so great, and the olive oil. Yeah. All I need is a glass of wine, an espresso, some good olive oil.
Alex, I think that's your half Greek blood coming through. I think that's your Greek side.
Yeah. I think anyone would appreciate it, but I think you're right. Yeah.
Now, what was the experience of working as co-directors on the film? How do you complement each other, especially during the creative process?
I mean, I just think Alex is so talented. He laughs, but I always say it's similar to co-parenting. We have a 15-month-old baby, and I think the way that we work together as parents and sometimes argue as co-parents, but ultimately you want the best for your child in the same way that you want the best for the film, and hopefully you share the same creative vision, and we do. And I just have an immense amount of respect for him, and I always feel so safe because I know, if I have a bad day, then Alex is gonna pick up the slack, and I hope vice versa.
Oh, definitely.
Like,
That
nah.
pause is just a beat too long. No, I feel the same way. And I think Kelly is such a deeply feeling writer and a very visionary director in ways that I think maybe surprise her even. Traditionally you think of two directors, you think one is like technology and one is humanity. But I think what's nice about film and just the way that film sets work, like this set works, it's all of it all at once.
The fusion.
The fusion, yeah. And so I think when you're on set, if you can capture something that feels real, you've done your job. And that's I think what we're both after every day. So
Profound, I think. I think that's profound.
you are.
You are.
You are.
Stop it. Now, was there any moment during filming that surprised you both, or either one of you, and made you feel particularly proud?
Many moments, almost all of them to do with the cast. And I think Keith's performance in particular, I can see why it's being recognized the way that it is. And, he's not a famous actor, but the Independent Spirit Awards, he was nominated against, I think, like, Amy Adams and Nicole Kidman, all of these just, like, incredibly famous actors. But his specificity and the way that he sort of lets his emotions slowly unfurl over the course of the film, I was surprised almost every day at the brilliance of his performance.
Yeah, similarly, his daughter, Catherine, there was a day when we were in a wide shot and I felt her performance like all the way across the room. And from that day forward, the script didn't change, but we shot it in a different way. We shot the film so that there were two protagonists in every scene rather than one, because she just had such a specificity and, really honest performance.
Interesting, super interesting. I'm really happy for all of you, but please don't steal awards from Australian actors or actresses.
I mean, you guys have some really good actors and actresses. Yeah, we're gonna try. We'll try to steal the awards. You guys have enough. What more could you want?
We'd love to work with them. So,
please.
there's many amazing ones.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
How was it working with the production team? What role did they play in creating the visual, the visual side of things? So talk to me about that.
Well, Linda Lee, our production designer, really sort of privileged at the everyday. So the sets we chose were ones that meant that we could walk into them and sort of live through the whole set. So the house that they live in is like dressed from top to bottom. So that then these moments of magic could really shine through. Same with camera, I think. We were very grounded, very human with our camera work. Tried not to get in the way. If you do too much of that, then people can feel your hand on the wheel, and they don't like that. Audiences, I think, really don't appreciate that. So.
Yeah. And it had this very scrappy feel to it. The company of actors in the story it doesn't have a lot of resources, so they pull everything together and there's this homemade quality to the feel of it. And it was the same with our production team, where we didn't have the biggest budget in the world, and so we went to local theaters and borrowed costumes, and like there's a rug from our apartment in the film, and I think that adds to the authenticity of it. Everything feels really lived in and true, and I think that's a result of our team.
Wonderful. Next question. What do you hope viewers will take away from watching Ghostlight? What do you want them to take away?
Connection. For me, it's always about connection and empathy. And I think in addition to letting yourself feel the negative emotions, to let yourself play as well. That's so much of what I didn't expect to really come through in the story, but does so much, is when you get to see Keith as this very burly, guy. When you get to see him, there's a moment where he dances and he laughs, and you see almost the little boy version of him, to sort of let yourself experience the full spectrum of emotion. I think as people go out, I hope they feel more connected to those sides of themselves.
Alex?
I second that.
Yeah.
I second that. It's all important. The good, the bad, all those feelings are important to be able to express.
Do you think in the US and in the English-speaking world, do you think perhaps that we're at the dawn of a new day of masculinity and being more free? And do you think that? Your eyes say yes.
I really hope so. I really hope so. I mean, there are powers that be that are fighting against that and trying to pull us back into a much more toxic time. But I hope so, because everybody is punished by toxic masculinity, and that's something that I learned recently. It's not just women; it's men who don't get to express vulnerability or physical connection and affection. And I hope so. I mean, my favorite men are the ones who are in touch with all sides of themselves. Yeah.
Yeah, the water's great. I think once you come over to the side of like openness, it's very hard to go back.
Yeah.
And I think people are feeling that.
And
So.
I was just thinking, like, we have a son, like I said, a 15-month-old, and we're all the time talking about how do we not treat him to be just tough? How do we treat him to be tender and sensitive and open? And hopefully we all create a world that's more in that way.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything in the making of Ghostlight that has changed you as filmmakers or writer? Something you've learnt along the way?
I mean, I think it's all about the people. And I feel that again and again, this sort of team of people that you assemble to make the film, in the same way that you can sort of taste the emotions of a cook when you taste the food that they've made, you can sort of experience the way a film was made and the people behind it at all levels. So I think I just relearned the power of the team that you assemble.
Yeah, I think for me, it's just that it all comes down to that feeling that you have on set and trying to chase something that feels real, and that everything else is kind of just window dressing. Yeah.
Next projects, what do you have in the works? Did I hear Mouse? Is that right?
Yeah, we just picture locked actually our next feature film called Mouse that I wrote, that we co-directed, so very similar to Ghostlight, and it's also a comedy drama. And it's set in 2002, which is when I was a teenager, in my hometown in Arkansas, and that's where we shot. So hopefully it'll come out this next year.
Yeah, we're hoping it'll may world premiere somewhere in Europe, which will be fun. And then we're shooting 2 features this year, so it's the busiest year we've had yet, and with a 15-month-old, so we're actually doing all right.
I think so.
Thank you.
Just tired?
Yeah,
Just really tired, but that's okay.
But it makes coffee a joy.
That's right.
And
a necessity.
Joy and a necessity.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
3 espressos.
Exactly. Make it a double. Thank you.
Last question. What advice would you give to young directors or writers wanting to take the plunge?
I would say that nobody is waiting for you to make your film. You are the one who's going to believe in it the most. If it feels like a fairy tale that like somebody gets handed $10 million, it is a fairy tale. Whatever you can get, I think, find something that feels true to you and go make it for that. Like figure out what that number is and then work backwards. And don't wait around for the extra million. Just go do it. And I think you'll be proud for it, and you'll learn from it, and who knows, that roll of the dice will be a little less expensive, and maybe you get somewhere you really are excited about. But
yeah, similarly, I would say don't wait to work with powerful people. Work with people who believe in you. Like Alex and I were nobodies. We still are in many ways, but we're nobodies. But we believe in each other, and we're passionate nobodies.
Yeah.
And so I think it's worth it to find people who, rather than people who say they're going to get you to the next level or say that they can make you a star or whatever, work with people who believe in you, because then you'll rise together.
You make the next level where you are. And then wait, and then that level's gonna rise, and all the people with you, they'll rise with you. And I think that's important. It's easier that way. So
Powerful. I like it.
thought of that when you were talking.
Yeah, good. Good. Very smart.
I'm sad to say I think this is the end.
This was nice. This was so nice.
So thank you both for your time. I hope you're having a wonderful time at the Malaga Festival de Malaga. Maybe we'll see you next year with Mouse.
I love that. I hope to be back very soon.
Yeah. Kelly O'Sullivan, Alex Thompson, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Thank you so much. This is great.
Ole, ole.